Night freestyle. Oh my goodness, we are live.
What is this?
We are here. Oh my, who is this surprise guest?
Surprise guest.
Surprise guest voice. London's in the house. Everyone say hi to London. Hey London. Okay, we're gonna use our Bob Ross liquid clear tonight. Right? Everybody's got a jar of this laying around. If you don't and you have linseed oil, works just as good. Okay, just gonna get a little bit. I'm really going to stretch it across, like kind of dump areas on the canvas, because I don't want all that to just be up in here in one corner when we start. We really have to take that and kind of stretch it out, stretch it as thin as we can get it. And you'll see the canvas change a different color. And normally we do this stuff out of, off camera, so it's nice and ready when we hit the buttons and get going. But a lot of people ask, how do you put on the liquid clear? So we'll show you.
Why are you lying? We're never ready.
That's true. Barely ever ready, ever.
Never, ever ready.
You can see just from one dip, we can cover the majority of the canvas. Maybe we might even be able to get the whole thing. Just from one dip into the jar, right? As long as you dump it everywhere. Just one dip of, what's that stuff, the Billy Mays lookalike guy, what's his name, that does the Flex Seal. Just one dip of Flex Seal products. And you can cover your whole canvas. Man, you can really get an arm workout doing this. I'm not even kidding. I'm getting tired already. Now, what's cool about the black canvas when you have a bunch of bright lights is you can see everywhere that's dry versus everywhere that's wet, right? At least I can see. How's the view look? Let's take a quick look.
The view would be much better if
YouTube is awesome.
Figure it out.
Okay, we're going to zoom in on YouTube, so if you want to see it nice and zoomed in, go over to youtube.com/paintwithjosh. What'd you say?
I said, whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord, have mercy.
There we go.
Oh,
it's all
baby.
good. Hi, there we go.
Oh, no.
I like it.
This thing is trash.
It keeps us on the,
it's gonna kill you.
it keeps me on the edge.
It's gonna
Just because I fell that one time. Or almost fell.
Babe.
Almost fell. All right, we need to go back into the can. Okay, a little bit more.
2 dips.
2, yeah. Well, just like a half dip on the
2
last
dips.
one. Look, we're even gonna let the majority of it fall back into the can.
Good.
Because we don't need a whole lot. And again, we need to spread
it. I'm not allowed to do these.
Good morning. It's not morning, babe. It's not Sunday Seascapes. This is Friday night freestyle.
But that's the only time I do the live.
Yeah, I know.
Sunday morning. So good evening for anyone who's never heard me say good evening.
Yeah, if you've never seen a Sunday Seascapes, which I doubt because it's so wildly popular. Me and London hang out on Sundays, but tonight she graced us and was like, I want to hang out with the fans while you paint. And I said, okay, right on. So she's here to read your comments and we'll respond back to you in real time. Let's wash that brush off.
Josh Weiland says, bro, you make painting so accessible. Thanks, man.
Hey, thank you. If no one's ever seen the old bucket, right? This is the beater bucket that we clean the brushes in just by bashing them, right? Bash them on the old nasty golf ball basket. And you're like, why do you have a golf ball basket? And it's because I had that in my garage when I first got the paint set. And I was like, I need something to beat the bristles on. This looks kind of cool. And it's been with me for 3 years now in that same old dirty nasty bucket. It's like I treat that thing worse than anything in life. Like, here you go, more paint and more paint. And here's some paint thinner and more paint and more paint. All throughout it. All right, so let's take this. A little bit of paper towel action. Where's Josh Weiland from?
Michelle Ferreira just sent 200 stars.
Hey, thank you for that. We really appreciate the stars, guys. They go towards buying more canvases and bringing you guys more free videos. All sorts of stuff. We're wiping off all that clear that we just put on. Because you don't want to have too much.
2 dips and now you're wiping it away.
Well, you don't want you don't want to have too much, and it's not that wasteful. It's still very wet. Oh, I have to burp from dinner still. And I poured that drink for myself and forgot it downstairs, so that's cool. All right, well, what are we going to do on this Friday night freestyle? And we're just gonna I was thinking a seascape because it's Friday night freestyle. We do whatever.
Right.
Whatever comes to mind.
Means we can do absolutely whatever, not the same stuff we do on a Sunday.
Yeah, but some people can't watch on a Sunday.
There is replay for a reason.
Why are you DJ voicing it?
I don't know. No.
All right, we're gonna take 2 separate Bob Ross brushes, both that are real soft, but also very firm. You know what I mean? And these are dark. You can tell they've already been used with dark colors before, and that's why I keep them for our dark colored paintings, right? So we're gonna take one of those, and we're gonna pull out our blue. I'll tell you what we have today. I listed it in the description, but I'm gonna tell you right here. Dark sienna brown, which is the lighter color of the brown. So, you know, raw umber, burnt umber, whichever one's a lighter color, go with that one. Phthalo green, which is a very oceany sea type of green. It's very much blue-green aqua color, like turquoise or something like that. Right, then we have our Prussian blue, which is a very deep dark blue. Alizarin crimson, the black, and the titanium white. So just 6 colors for this painting. Now we've covered our canvas with the clear, and we're going to take a lot of blue and a lot of green.
This is perfect, by the way.
What is?
We are on right now at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Pacific Standard Time in Las Vegas, Nevada.
We got to decide where we want this. Go ahead, babe.
Lynette Randall, which, by the way, thank you for not having a name that's easy for me to butcher, says it's Saturday midday in Australia.
Hey!
Perfect time.
Saturday lunch in Australia. That's where we are right now.
Yes.
Let's do it. Okay, now we're going to switch. Now we're going to go back into the blue, right? I'm going to try to do this up here in front of the canvas because we have our YouTube camera fully zoomed in so you can see all of the painting in your whole screen, okay?
Amy McMahon has sent 200 stars and Roberta Harris sent 100 stars. Which, by the way, can we just celebrate something real quick?
Let's celebrate. Go into the green.
Roberta Harris has sent stars.
How many times? Because I know it says it.
Every week for the last 12 weeks.
Every week for 12 weeks. And we go multiple times a week, too.
Wow.
She is a supporter, hardcore.
Thank you so much, Roberta.
And she's part of the Super Squad on YouTube. You can sign up and access the same videos that Roberta accesses. Those super in-depth class videos for $7.99 a month. Just try it for 1 month, see if you like it. And if you don't renew, then YouTube cuts off your access to getting those videos. So, very simple. $7.99 a month. Go to paintwithjosh.com. YouTube.com/paintwithjosh/join. And you can access that same thing. Become part of the Super Squad. The Super Squad. I had to say it while it was on my mind, babe. Sorry.
Josh Weiland said Southwest Philadelphia.
Philly!
I did a blue and green Sunday seascape from a few weeks ago.
Oh, awesome. How did it turn out?
I assume good.
Yeah, probably good. Go back into the blue. Let's kind of continue along with that.
Thank you so much, Roberta.
That area right there, right? We're leaving this big open square, the same size as our big pan, right? And then we'll come down here. Because I have decided we are doing a seascape, and it's going to be a recreation of one that's already sold. So we need to redo it anyway, right? And I can't think of anything else to do on a Friday night. All right, let's go into our crimson over here because everybody seems to love those purpley pinkish moons that we do. So in order to get that color, we have to lay it down in the spot that we're going to use it, right? So we're going to take our crimson, fill in this whole circle over here. Just kind of fill it in, let it mix in with that blue. It'll turn to real dark purple. It'll be really nice. All right, come over here, more crimson. Just make it real thick on there.
Yvonne says, everyone just loves my stone. I still can't believe I won it.
Yeah, right. That was so funny. We had the raffle, and Yvonne, who sent us the stones initially, ended up winning her own stone.
We should have barred her from entering.
I know, right? Like, you shouldn't be allowed to enter if you supply the canvas, really. And then she won it back. It was kind of really cool. All right, so a little bit of crimson down here, a little bit of crimson over here. We have the phthalo green, and we have this phthalo blue. We actually need to fill in the green up there. So we'll go back to our greenish bluish brush, grab that up right there, and we'll come over here. And I wanted to ask Josh Weiland, what makes me make painting so accessible, or whatever he said. It's hard. I'm thinking ahead of time half the time, and I'm not even listening to the questions. So what did he say? Didn't he say I make painting more accessible, or what do you mean? What do you mean by that?
That you can just log on and watch, I guess.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it does put it right in front of you. That's true.
At any time you want.
True.
I think we should.
I thought he meant like I made it seem so easy that anybody could just pick up a brush and follow along and try.
From
Alright.
insane asteroids through the moon.
True.
To
I love that. Is that one over here? It is over there.
waves to freeways to Stitch to igloos.
Yeah, the Stitch one I brought home for Laborio.
Chubby dog.
The chubby dog. I hope Laborio is watching and he, you know, completes his purchase in my shop and I can get him this painting.
Yeah, Lib.
What are you doing, Libs?
Lib.
All right, so we'll wipe off, we brush off dip it into the thinner, into the bucket, then onto a paper towel so it's sort of dry. You can still see it's wet, right? All those little shimmers in my glove, so there's still a little bit of wetness in there, which is totally fine. You want it to be there.
Josh Wyland said you take the time to explain the techniques. That's very true.
That is true. Well, a lot of people, they don't want you to know everything, right? And there are things that I don't tell you guys, if I'm 100% honest, because if I tell you all of my secrets, how are you ever going to come back, right?
Yvonne, we are totally joking about banning you from the raffle. She just wrote,
Does she think she's banned now?
I won't get any more of the stuff.
No!
No, we're joking.
London's kidding. Bad London.
Sorry, London has dry sense of humor.
I want to somehow affix my easel,
What?
my palette to the easel somehow. You know what I mean?
We could do that.
Have
with
like a
Walmart
bar
robot.
come off or something, and that way I don't have to hold it all the time.
We could buy a Walmart robot.
A robot. Okay, so if you've not seen the Paint with Josh 8x2-inch cake pan that we found at the Dollar Tree for $1, imagine that.
We're gonna stop selling these.
Right? Yeah, we'll just buy these and we'll slap a sticker on them, charge everybody $9, and then we'll ship them out.
Make a Josh
Let's see.
Moon.
So here's how we make a Josh Moon, okay?
You know what's funny about that? That's
what's that?
realistically all corporations do.
Yeah, they just buy something
You know what I
cheap,
mean?
add their sticker
Right.
on it, and then sell it to us for 8 times the
Here's
price.
standard conditioner. Ah, no, it is not. It is an $8 conditioner.
Yeah, right. Okay, so I've left an overhanging space of crimson on purpose, right? I knew that the pan was only that big, so around here you might not be able to see because of the shadow, but it does come out a good, 2 to 3 inches around there. So that way, as we mix in with those clouds, you'll get that bit of red that's coming from the moon, and then it'll mix in with the other colors, okay? We don't want to cover everything. What's up there?
I have a child call I must attend.
A child call. It's the call of the child instead of the call of the wild. Man, Josh is funny. My goodness.
Almost just died.
No,
Okay.
don't worry about that noise. It's fine. Everything's fine. All right, we're going to take a little bit of white on our brush. We're going to pull it out like this, okay? You see how I'm trying to deposit all of it back onto my palette right here. I don't want a whole lot on the brush, right? Now that none of it will come off anymore, there's nothing over here. That's about as much paint as I want. And you can see it's a fair amount of paint, right? It's not just an empty brush. But again, we don't want to have too much paint. Otherwise, it's going to be too hard. Everything's going to grow too big, okay? So what we're going to do, we can do it blindly again by shutting our eyes and doing it, or covering our eyes with a bandana or something, or doing this, right? I literally can't see. It's like when you put your head down at school and you're like this. What's up?
For our next trick, we will.
Don't look at the hole in the.
What the fudge?
I know.
Mate,
Hey,
please
easy with the language.
I didn't say a thing. Get
Right.
rid of it.
Stop. Just leave it. All
Why
right.
are we blind?
We're gonna cover our eyes and we're gonna make clouds. Okay, that's literally it's as easy as that. That you don't even have to look. Okay, we're gonna cover our eyes. I know where I want to start, and I'm gonna go like this and just start making like a cursive shape all up through the top of the canvas. Okay, just like that. That's all you really need to make a cloud. And then we'll come back in, dump a little bit more, maybe add a little bit over here, a couple little bits that like go out of the top of it, and it'll grow just the smallest little bit, leaving all these dark areas and light areas, coming into where we already know our moon's going to be, right? Our moon's going to be over here, so it doesn't really matter what it looks like there. And you'll see all these changing from the pink to the blue to the green, and wherever we put those colors initially is where they're going to spread out onto our canvas.
So guys, if you're having trouble using your eyes when painting, just wear a blindfold and clearly look. He didn't even look, and poof.
And
Like-
it looks like a weird design, like an
No, it
abstract
looks-
something.
It
I don't
looks
know.
fantastic.
Already it looks good? Wait, you just wait and see, babe. You just wait
Gina
and
wants
see.
to know if there's a hole in the stage. There's more than a hole
No,
in the stage.
there's not a hole in the stage.
It's
No one
trash,
heard that.
Gina.
It's fine.
It's utter trash.
No one heard it. No one saw me look down with sheer terror. It's fine. Okay, we're gonna take the top corner of the brush.
It's the BS platform.
Fine, get rid of it then.
Please. Oh my
Fine.
goodness, please.
It's fine.
It's not fine,
It's
no.
fine.
It's utter trash.
Okay,
Go.
here we go. All right, we're gonna come down. Look at how far I have to reach
Garbage.
now. Hang on, let me get down like this. Let's go down and do our clouds from down here. Okay, am I even in the frame anymore? Let's take the top corner and we're going to come in and just start to touch. Look at it. Oh man, it wants to grow a lot. So we have to be very soft.
Garbage.
And the more little things that we do,
Garbage.
and the more little soft little twirls, look at it start to turn into water vapor, right? Turns from this really harsh shape with all the swipes.
Just watch it be perfect.
And you turn
Remember,
it into a soft thing. I'm not doing this part blind though. I'm paying a lot of attention actually, not to cover all these dark areas, right? We don't want it to be all the same color.
Pam Pearson just sent 100 stars.
Thank you, Pamela.
Gina, based on your comment, the stage has been removed.
Okay.
Short
See?
Josh has returned.
Yeah, normal size me,
Yeah.
right?
Welcome to the internet.
Where everyone
Even
tries to
grown
be something
men
they're
lie
not.
about their
Hang on.
height.
I'll just be up on my calves the whole
I can
time
go
then.
get you some platform shoes. If
What
you're
do we have
really all
do we have a
about it.
phone book?
No, we don't have
We don't have a phone book
This
I could
is
stand on?
1983.
This is fine. I did the videos like this for months and months and months and months.
Do you know what's funnier?
It's fine.
Your option of a compatible thing to a phone book is your iPad. Stand on it.
That's
Like,
true.
that's the world we live in.
I could stack up some old paintings and then we
Baby,
could just
just
stand
don't-
on those.
You just have to stand on the corner like you were up in the attic.
Oh, I forgot what hat I was wearing until I just saw it on the camera. What's up with the camera? Is Facebook frozen?
No, it's just
Are we sure?
stupid. I think
All right.
it's the computer.
Okay, we're gonna take the brush. See, it's got a little bit of green on it because we started out here, right? And we could wash it and make sure it was clean, but the more that we mix with the blue, you're gonna get this bluish greenish. Now all of a sudden, ooh, look at how deep dark blue that is, right? Again, leaving different areas. They don't all have to connect. This white doesn't have, white. It's blue now, but it was white initially when we put it on. They don't have to connect. That's why we initially leave all these areas so they'll turn into these very soft, deep, dark shadows back there.
Glenn Woodington is here. Julie Edmonds is here.
Julie!
Deanna Crossan is here.
Deanna, Glenn.
Pam Pearson said, "You're welcome," and then sent 200 more stars.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Bobby
Okay, we
Scott
could
says,
do-
"Can't watch, but shared on my craft page." Good night.
Thank you. Good night. We'll see you tomorrow when you watch.
Deanna, this is Freestyle Friday. Just
Little bit
like
more white.
Sundays, Josh has no idea what he's doing.
Yeah, we have no clue
He
what
just
it's going to look
painted
like.
those clouds blindfolded.
I did. I painted them with my eyes shut.
That gives you sort of a head start on what's going to happen this evening.
Okay, we're just going to very lightly go over because now we want them to stay brighter than the other areas, right? Try to drag some of that brightness up. Go the other way.
Do you know what it's like? Do you
What?
know what it's like watching you paint?
What?
It's like when someone
Again, not covering all the dark.
when someone stops you in the street and says, "Can I do a magic trick?" And you go, "Yeah, sure." And in your mind you go, "This is going to be horrible. What a dreadful thing, right?"
Right.
And the person does a magic trick and it blows you away, right? That's all you can think about for like a week is how did he make the cigarette go through the $1 bill, right?
Right.
That's what it's like watching you paint.
Oh, well, thank you.
Like the
There we go. Swiping over. We got our cool little clouds. This,
yeah,
we're going to
just
brighten up.
phenomenal. And you did it with a blindfold on.
Should we do this other one backwards? Like not even looking? Because it literally, I'm not trying to prove like what a good painter I am or whatever. I'm
No,
trying to
you don't need
prove
You don't need to try.
No.
to
I'm
do
trying
that.
to
Just
prove that
flows
it-
naturally.
that it doesn't even matter. You don't even have to look at the canvas, okay? I know I want it down here. So about that height, I'm going to look dead in your eyes, ladies. Dead in your eyes. And then we're going to go.
It's horrifying.
Where is it? It's
I
over
quit.
here.
It's horrifying.
Okay, hang on. I don't think there's any paint brushes. Okay, but all I'm trying to say is you don't have, I gotta tiptoe it a little bit. You don't have to even look, right? And we'll just go like this, like we're not even looking.
Stage, ladies. We got rid of his stage.
There, right? It was off by a little bit, so let's add it over
Someone sent an
here.
angry face. I'm going to report them to the
There we go.
ADA for making
Right?
fun of a short person.
Okay, now, that's funny. Now, even though it was in the wrong place, we can still just brighten it up a little bit. Like, right? Just make it a little brighter. That's all you gotta do.
Your
And I-
hilarity.
again, it's all about leaving those light. You turn that switch off.
Differences in color.
Yeah, it's about leaving the light areas, the dark areas, the middle switch. This thing, you see how it's gone out, the light bulb? See how it's light? One.
Yeah, it's off now.
Yeah, one of those is weird.
Okay.
There, so all we're trying to do is leave a little bit of dark, leave a little bit of brighter areas where the clouds might be.
Oh my goodness, I was
Super
standing
dark
away.
underneath.
Tiffany Cotton has just sent 300 stars.
Thank
Julie
you.
Boy Mom says going to hit the bed and hit the replay tomorrow. Good night from Stormy, Florida.
Good night, Florida.
That sounds lovely.
Okay, now.
I would enjoy some storm.
Yeah, true.
I don't want to move there though.
Let's go white, right? Pulling down onto one side, and we're going to flip the brush. Then we're going to pull down again. Really loading the brush, right? We can wiggle it, get it nice and knife-like.
Just a little bit.
Right? We want a fair amount of paint. Not a whole huge amount, but a good amount. Good amount. Now we're going to take our moon, line it up back into that purpley reddish area that we had initially. Right? We can even do it above. Oh, yes. Oh, guys. Yeah, let's do it up here. And in that case, we're going to need just a couple more little bits of cloud. Right? Just making like just cursive. Just write, what did I write in cursive right there?
Garbage.
I don't know.
You wrote no.
Yeah.
With wings.
Whatever it is.
Whatever wings.
Right? Leaving some darkness back behind, in between, inside, dark, dark, light, dark, really super dark above, right? Now we can come in with our moon, and since we have the blue and the crimson and the green, we may be able to just catch all three of those.
Come in with your paintwithjosh.com moon.
Right, here we go. Wet on wet moon, right? I know people that do them, and they're not wet on wet, and they have their moon already prepped and ready on the canvas, and you don't know how they did it, and they're not going to tell you, right? So we're going to place ours there, touch, and just push around. And every color that's underneath should show itself in the form of our moon. Right? Going to put the same amount of pressure all the way around. And then when we pull away, there it is right there.
That
Very
looks
cool looking.
amazing.
Yeah, it's very
Like
neat.
all
Right?
you need to do is where the clouds come over a bit, like where they join, just smear that white and you're done.
This part right here.
Yeah, just smear it. No, I'm saying so it looks like the clouds.
Oh,
in
like the
front of
clouds are in
moon.
front of the moon.
Right. You just need to smear that white
Yeah,
in
just like-
to the cloud, right?
Right. And then it'd be super dark.
It is insane listening to where people are from
Yeah, that are watching.
and then listening to what the weather is like in
Oh.
comparison to where other people live.
And where we live, it's hot as well. Today was actually not too bad.
Today was lovely.
It
But
wasn't too
it's
dang bad.
71 in Fairbanks, Alaska.
Okay.
In Florida, it's storming. In Colorado, it's snowing. Like-
Snowing, and then we got rain in Florida. And then wherever Josh is painting, it's just beautifully, it's going to be a starry night out.
Well, yeah, we
It
can see
is.
that.
Okay, we're going to pull over about 3/4 of the way, because it doesn't all need to be the same amount of brightness. And if you need to go back and get some more paint, we can. All right, might as well show you what we're trying to do. Come in here, again, grabbing up a fair amount of white, wiggle, 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 wiggle.
It's warm in Ohio.
Warm in Ohio,
It's raining in Janesville,
and that's in
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Oh, that's where Sparhawk is, right?
Yes, her name is Yvonne.
Sparhawk. Sounds like a cool, like, evil nemesis name. My nemesis, Sparhawk.
Her name is Yvonne.
I
You are not pirates.
didn't say I was a pirate. You can't have a nemesis pirate.
Why not? That's like that. That is like the utter fear,
1-inch brush dry. Haven't used it at all today.
right? Like, oh no, how did his nemesis get him? Well, he went on the water. Like, as long as you never went near an ocean, a nemesis pirate could never get you.
True.
See? Just like a
London
big
has all
scary,
the answers.
just like a big scary kraken couldn't get you if you stayed on land.
True. If you were on land, you could not be attacked by the
Yvette LeBlanc says cooler in Canada.
Yes.
98 degrees in southeast New Mexico. That's a good suggestion. I like New Mexico.
New Mexico. London's trying to move, you guys. I don't know.
I am. I went to Albuquerque once in New Mexico, and the most common question I was ever asked was green or red. And
What,
then
for the
if you
salsa.
yeah, if you wanted both, you could just say Christmas, and they give you both.
Ah,
It was great. Oh, it
Christmas.
was 95 degrees in Arizona. Roberta says, "Oh, I'm a pirate."
Arr.
Gonna judge by support by not mentioning the trial, but if you are, if you are on the boat side, let me know. If you are on the shore
There
side, let me know.
There we go. Okay, we're gonna grab in just from whatever's left, so it stays much darker from the other side. Right? Not even really holding. Who paints like this? My hand's like all cramped for some reason. I'm like, let's do it like this. Squeeze as hard as you can.
How to get arthritis.
I know,
Watch
it really
Paint with
feels.
Josh
I'm like,
every Friday night.
there goes my brush. Falls out of my hands.
Oh,
Okay, just a little bit. Those little downward strokes.
79 degrees in Ohio. Maybe that's a good suggestion.
Why don't we switch to that blue colored brush that we did all the clouds with?
Oh, that's the chair, by the way.
And it will stay dark.
We have talked, if you're not sure.
We have mentioned the chair.
We have talked about our squeaky, janky chair.
We do have a messed up
Both
office chair.
Yes.
Which I'm probably going to have to sit on
Get
for
there.
10 hours during that OSHA class.
Michelle Marini says hello from Plateville, Wisconsin.
Here we go.
Is there a billboard in Wisconsin that says Paint with Josh? There's a lot of people that watch you from Wisconsin.
I know, right? There should be a billboard in Wisconsin.
Maybe there is.
It'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to just blend out that little bit of line so you can't really tell where anything starts or stops. And as long as you do it in a rounded motion, okay, again, like coming down and around from this side, or coming over from this side, down and around, you keep those little rounded bits of cloud. And you could call them clouds. This could be like a Jupiter, something like that, where you have, your storm crossing your planet. Be whatever you want it to be. Ain't that the truth, babe?
Yeah, babe.
See? Babe knows. Okay, make it nice and soft with the 2-inch. And I like that. Poof. Then you can always cover over whatever you don't think, like where you think it might not be round, or you can't make it perfectly round, or you push too hard with your brush, or you didn't have enough paint, so it didn't make an equal line all the way around. You can always come across that sucker with a big old piece of rock or something. Right? Always change it. You could literally cover the entire thing with a mountain and only leave the little top part that you loved, if you really wanted to. We're gonna do that Stone Guardian one where we had those little dudes, like the protrusions coming up out of the thing. The big old wave over here is gorgeous. It wasn't really the best wave, so we're gonna do a better wave this time.
You know what you should do?
All right, we need to do some stars.
You should do no wave. What you should do is paint it as if you're standing on the plateau of another planet. So it just looks like it falls off, like the edge.
I feel
And
you.
then the rest is all space.
I feel you.
Just down the bottom as if you're standing. So
Right.
No, further down. Right? Like just across, all jaggedy, across, like
You're
standing
looking
on
off into.
Yeah, like you're standing on a plane of another planet.
That's a cool idea. Every time I try to do one of those jagged, or even a thing where I want to walk out to the point, you know what I mean? And have you could have a ton of stuff down underneath and you walk. Every time I try to paint that point shape, it always looks so weird to me. And it makes me not want to do it. Here we go. So in our darkest areas, right? And some of the areas in our deepest, darkest shadows of our clouds, you just pop in a few little stars.
Michelle Rose said, or be like Josh and cover it with a giant tree.
Yeah.
No, there's no trees in space.
Oh, there's space trees.
Oh, no, there are not.
Oh, there are.
No, there are not.
I don't know. A space tree would look really cool. It really would.
Michelle Marini says, I am trying oil painting again now because you make it look so simple and easier than it is.
Oh, it's so easy. Come on.
I don't know if you were here earlier, Michelle, but he was painting with his eyes covered.
Yeah, I had my eyes closed when we did this cloud.
Apparently, any of us that struggle, we're just,
Yeah, just shut your eyes.
To us. Just close your eyes.
Just shut your eyes, guys.
Paint with Josh with your eyes shut.
Yeah, we're
How
going to take
would
our filbert
people
brush very
just-
softly.
Just
Just like that. Look at that. Woo.
Just serious question.
Go ahead.
If we're going to tell people not to watch you, to then paint and not watch what they're painting, how are they going to watch?
Yeah,
your
how are they supposed to do
tutorials?
How are you guys going to do it? Okay, take some of those ones that maybe made a little bit too big or you messed up on, and you just kind of make them soft, and then they become these very far away little galaxies of their own.
Deanne says there are no trees in space.
Oh no, there are trees in space.
No, there are not.
There are so trees out
No, there
there.
are not.
I did the one space painting. It had the tree limbs had eyeballs on the end of it. There are definitely trees out in space.
No trees in space. No big
Okay.
trees.
This is a seascape anyway, so it doesn't matter about trees.
Hello. Paul Miller is here.
Eins uns de Paul Miller. Okay, we're gonna scrape up.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm serious. If
Right, a little bit of black.
If we move to Wisconsin, I mean, it's hilarity just in the suggestion because of who else we know that lives in Wisconsin, who is clearly not watching right now. But
I
besides,
couldn't imagine living in the same state as that person.
However, there are so many people that live in Wisconsin that they would arrive. Please send donations. We are in desperate need of a new fan brush. Babe, please will you use a different brush?
No, I like it.
Do you not have another one?
Yeah, I do, but it's got light color and I need a dark color. Okay, so we're gonna come over here to our dark color, scrape up ooh, that's hard. You're supposed to be a professional, Josh. There we go. Scrape up a little white. Come in here, we're just gonna mix it in, flip it over. All right, just get this little bit of dark color so it'll cover up whatever our moon is that we want to hide back there. Right? And then we'll come in and we'll make like we could do like a big one. We could do a small one coming in from the side. We could go under. Just a far off piece of land in between our ocean and our crashing wave.
As you wish.
Yeah. It's a recreation. It already sold. I gotta put another one in the store.
Visited another planet yet.
Look, I love these little soft little bits over here.
Oh, Danny.
So why don't we save those?
Danny just exposed himself to me.
What? What?
Danny said.
Okay,
no
take that
one
dark.
knows for sure mankind has never visited another planet yet. So I said he's exposed his thinking to me, right?
Yeah.
Because if he thinks we haven't made
Watch
it
this.
to another planet yet,
Pull down just a little bit. Look, it's far off little thing.
then he obviously doesn't believe we went to Mars.
You mean
Or
the moon? Right, we're not going to have this conversation.
Okay.
We went to the moon in 1969. Okay, we landed. Okay, we got out. We may have found some stuff that we didn't know was there, or we did know was there. Okay, if you want to get deep into the alien conspiracy with me, then come on down the rabbit hole, people, because we found some stuff that's already up there on the moon.
What if? What if?
There we go.
We got there, discovered something we shouldn't, and they panicked.
Straight off, right?
And then they said, we're obviously going to have to send Earth footage. Otherwise, they'll never believe it, and they'll start asking too many questions. Here's the footage.
Oh, please.
And maybe they send the
It could be. But the Majestic 12, they already knew. They knew what's up there. There's literally like towers. There's an ancient Egypt up there on the moon. An ancient civilization left behind, okay? And it could still be inhabited. It's most likely still inhabited.
There are some crazy videos on TikTok right now about things shooting off the moon and across the moon.
And, I mean, back in the day, they crashed one of the spaceships, one of the lunar landers. They're like, we can't take this back to Earth, so we're going to deliberately crash it into the moon. And the moon rang like a bell for more than an hour. Google it. I swear to God. The moon is hollow, right? And it could literally be an alien Death Star type space station that looks like a planet, and they're monitoring us from there.
In other news,
has everyone tuned out yet?
In other news, in Vegas they have been building this gigantic sphere, right? Just slightly off the strip.
Yeah.
And
the sphere.
It looks so much like what the Death Star would look like
Yes.
if the Death Star was partially destroyed on the outside, obviously, because it's a new build.
Right.
So I decided I would look into it today
Right.
and figure out what it is. And they
Excellent.
are
Everyone loves my alien.
they are legitimately making a giant sphere to look like planet Earth.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Shh, we're gonna have
It's gonna be in
freaking monster wave in this one.
in conjunction with the Formula One arrival in 2023. That's when it loads.
Nice. You can see we saved the Orion star system right there, the Orion's belt.
Can you see how cool it would look if there was no ocean and we were standing on the side of another flat planet looking at what that beautiful view would look like?
Yeah, no, I see that just for another painting.
No, though. I see it, but no, though.
I see it in another life, in another painting. There's a brush hair in here. I can't get it out. just clean these. I don't want to get them dirty. There we go. Okay, so we have our little bit of mountain. Now he needs a little bit of color. So let's mix up a crazy color because we don't just pull colors. We don't just go, okay, just put brown on it, right? We make up our own brown. It's more fun.
I have a question.
What's up, honey?
Does Roberta Harris and Danny Harris, do they have you playing on a TV, right? I'd be willing to take a poll for this, right?
Okay, what's the
They both
question?
comment on your live
Yeah.
together, right? But obviously they live in the same house.
True. Are they watching on separate devices?
Do they watch it on a TV and then have like their
phones out
mute
commenting?
and they comment on their phones?
That's a good question.
Or do you watch it and listen to it entirely separately in two different areas of the house? Like, I have to understand how this works out for you.
There we go. We're going to add a little bit of brown to that
I have
pinkish
to.
mixture. Right? Don't want it to be too bright. And we'll take a little bit of that, and maybe in this far off section we got these couple bright areas, but also a lot of dark area. Right? It's only really bright where that moonlight would really hit on the top.
Glenn Woodington says
You know what I mean?
needs a wolf howling from
Yeah.
the top of a hilltop.
If I could do a wolf. That
You
would
did
be
a
good.
chubby dog guy. There's no reason why you can't do a wolf.
True.
I'm going to refer to
Smallest
it like
little
that
bit.
forever.
Smallest little bit, and then we're going to come back with that same dark and pull it down from where that other stuff was, and we get this really dark, shadowy, but you can see there's a little difference there.
No.
Little differences in color. What's up, babe?
So Roberta Harris says on our phones only and both sitting outside together. That's true love right there.
That is love.
You know what's funny?
Go back to that light brown color.
You know what's funny?
What's up?
Now that I know this, we
Yeah.
can do this. Danny, 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 and then it should delay across their devices.
Oh, jeez.
Danny Harris says,
There we go. A little bit
Josh,
lighter.
you and I need to have a voice call sometime so we can debate the whole space concept.
Yeah, right. We're not going to debate it. I'm right, and if you don't agree, I'm hanging up. That's how I debate.
Wow, spoken like a true man.
That's funny.
Spoken,
Supposed to be
spoken
funny.
like a
Come
true
on.
man. Where in my
Supposed
shoes,
to be
my
funny.
shoes, it would go like this. Right.
No,
Right.
London likes to constantly say that,
I love
First-
to play devil's advocate.
yeah, well, first that the earth is flat and that I can't prove her wrong and that
Goodness.
and that we've never been to the moon and it was totally a conspiracy.
Why would you do this?
I don't know, because it's going to gain comments,
Why would you just
content.
out me?
Out you. I know she does it to irritate me. That's the funny thing. Like, it's not, I mean, some of the times I think she might be serious.
Well, yeah, but the only reason why it's so enjoyable is because your response is always the same.
What is that?
I've seen a photo.
Oh,
NASA
right.
say
Right.
that.
Well,
That's
you know.
your argument, though. Like,
Right. I choose to
it's-
believe the scientists that are
The
already doing the hard work.
Scientists.
Yeah, the scientists. And you think that they're purposely feeding us
Here's what I believe.
fake news,
Here's
nonsense.
what I believe. I believe that the city of Nevada
There we
hire
go.
people, they dress them up in construction outfits, and then they force them, they'll pay them, but they force them to stand out in the sun and play with cones and yell at their team members so that we believe that construction is happening, however it does not progress.
It
So-
seems like you're talking about Las
They-
Vegas Paving Corporation.
They are not real construction people. They are paid actors in orange jackets.
I got you.
Yes. Otherwise, the construction would be finished.
Well, the construction is never finished.
Oh,
It's
bane
always
of my
something new.
existence.
Yeah. The highway barrel is like it's the state flower of Nevada. That highway barrel. Dead serious. A little bit of straight up brown,
I
just
don't-
straight brown. It's gonna mix in with that black and those other colors, right? Not a whole lot, just a little bit.
I have absolutely no
Straight
idea
down.
who Michelle Marini is.
Oh, she's a brand new fan.
Wherever she lives, that's where we're moving.
Well, okay. What's happening over there? A little bit of
She's-
straight up brown, right?
She's
Then
my
we're
new
gonna come down,
favorite human.
go over here.
She said.
Now we're gonna pop in a few other rocks. While London is containing herself, we're gonna pop in a couple other rocks. This just seems too brown, too bright up here. So we're gonna add a little bit of that dark brown. Let that dark brown kind of mix in with that
I've
lighter.
never felt so much joy reading another comment.
What does this one say?
She said, flat, exclamation mark. She said, it's an enclosed dome firmament. NASA is a fraud. That's it, we're moving.
Oh, that's funny, isn't it?
I love it. But that's literally like my argument every time.
Like, scrape all
It's
that
like-
off. I don't like it.
Oh, you've seen a movie. Right? Like, oh, you saw some photos.
Yeah.
All the information that your eyes receive are information you're allowed to see. That's it. It's not.
True.
It's not freedom of viewership.
Well, if I had my own telescope, I would go look at it. But I don't have my own telescope. Therefore, I can't go just check it out and see like these dudes. So I'm trusting in these dudes to tell me the truth. And why do I don't have any reason to disbelieve them.
Do you know how? Do you know how creepy it would be? Like, let's just put it in perspective real quick.
There we go.
How creepy would it be if they announced on the news tomorrow
You'll make up a whole nother section of that dark purpley color.
that on further discovery they've actually realized that the Earth has two halves to it, and underneath there's a whole evil race that just lives with 16 arms and they kill their neighbors.
Well, yeah, that's the reptilians.
Right?
Again, we're talking about our aliens. Let's
Right,
do
but
it.
this is what I'm saying. If they were directly underneath us, like in an upside down world,
Oh, the upside
right?
down. Oh, when does Stranger
people
Things come
would
out?
freak out. I have no idea when it comes out.
I think it comes. Bailey, I think it comes out on the 27th. Stranger Things. And
27th,
oh
that's
my
next Friday.
goodness, I am excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. A little bit of that light color again, just different places. That's all. Just to make it a little different back there.
Yeah, May
That's all it
27th.
is. May 27th. So like 4 days, however long. We're there.
7
I
days.
cannot wait.
In 1 week.
Cannot wait.
Next Friday.
Look at what just a little straight line does to that, right? Makes it sit up, makes it look like it's further away from down here just by touching it once with a little straight line. Same here. You have that little bit of difference in color back there, and then you pop out with the really bright and really dark black highlights, and it brings it right out to us. All this shadow down here, and then the light from the moon hits over here. You don't have to see everything all the time, is my point. Just a little swipe.
Clarity.
What?
It's far more enjoyable sitting here
Then what?
than it is driving. These people.
Oh.
the
for
people
sure.
Are amazing.
Oh, the fans? There we go. All right, now we've done out enough as far as we want to do. And then we're going to pop in a few more little mountainous little mountainous things over here. Okay, just different shapes. The one kind of ended up looking like a little guardian with a helmet. So this first one was much smaller. So we're going to come up with a little jagged shape. You could call it like an abandoned lighthouse or a jaggedy lighthouse like that first one that we did. Sort of the same shape. I mean, you could even claim it you could call it a building. You could add stairs like we did to that other one. We could do all sorts of stuff, right? All it is right now is just a little shape, just a little background of what our idea can grow into. And we step back and we look at it and we see that maybe if we added a little bit of color here or there, we could make it look like there's actually, an interior back wall to it, right? Which would be a darker color. So why don't we make up a little bit of white, a little bit of green, a little bit of blue, that phthalo green, mix it down in here like that till we like the color of what it looks like, right? And then we're gonna come take some of that dark color that we made and mix it in there as well, because it doesn't need to be so super bright, it's in the shadow, right? Mix it up. And now we have this kind of greenish, bluish, grayish color. Let's scrape up a little bit of that, and maybe on the inside, just back there. Again, it doesn't need to be super bright. It doesn't have to stand out so perfectly. All we need is just a little bit, and then maybe we'll be able to pick up something from there. Or you could call that the shadows of your highlights, right? Why don't we get a little bit of that same white with the
Michelle,
green
focus.
and the blue. We'll bring it over here. We're going to brighten it up. A little bit more green, a little bit more white.
Trying to
Really make it
understand why
nice.
I can't send pictures of my Facebook emoji.
There we go.
Why can't
Oh,
I
during
do
the
that?
live?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all because the way that it's formatted like that.
Yeah, but
Okay,
other
so a little
people
bit of-
can.
Oh, that other thing. I got you. I know what
The
you're talking about.
Facebook avatar.
Okay, now we're going to take our lighter color, right? and kind of go over some of those areas. Really pushes back that deeper, darker color in there. Take that and maybe the front of our building looks something like this. Just kind of drag it over very slightly, not trying to cover all of the colors, right? And then poof, we got this cool little thing right there. We're gonna use the small edge of the knife. Come in, scrape up just a little bit. Maybe on the tip top of the corner over there. Had a little bit of light shining on it. Maybe it's got a little bit of light on the edge. Out there. On this corner out there, kind of brightening it up. And then you can all of a sudden see, maybe you could walk through back into there. And maybe it used to be a lighthouse. Maybe you could climb up the inside and then you can't anymore. Very lightly. Just sort of mixing it down, making it darker towards the bottom. Doesn't have to be super bright. It's not the, focal point of the painting. Maybe take some of that color, drag it out, and just from a couple drags, step back and go, ooh, that would look cool if there was a little pathway over here. And maybe the path leads out and there could be a couple big boulders on the side of each thing or whatever, turn it into your own little castle. All right, say we have some of that. We'll grab up some of that darker color over here. Maybe they're big chunks of rock that fell down after this was destroyed by alien gunship fire.
Babe.
What? Or pirate ship fire, whatever.
Arr.
Could have been alien pirates.
In support. Arr.
So we're going to take that lighter color, just cover about 3/4 of your boulder, right? Because you don't need to cover it all. And maybe this guy, only the edge over here had a little bit of that light on it because it's behind the lighthouse. It's not getting all of that stuff. Right? Poof. But and even if you can't see what's back here, your brain makes up that there's a bit of boulder that obviously must have fallen off here because it's very similar in color in its vicinity to the place and its shape. Looks like it could have been, debris that had fallen off of that thing. And so you don't have to paint all of something, and you don't even have to cover all of what you painted because you gotta have depth, you gotta have shadows, and you want it to be this weird jaggedy kind of like that little indentation right there makes it look even better. Throw another one. Now you got this cool little piece of rock just hanging out over there. All from just kind of stepping back, looking at it, seeing what might look cool if we did this or if we did that. And that's the Paint with Josh style. And then you kind of come up with your own cool little thing. How we have this, rocky thing that's turned in. Maybe this was a beautifully painted lighthouse with this beautiful teal green that's now cracked and fallen. You make up your own stories. It makes it more fun that way. It really does. A little bit of light color.
How's the weather in Texas, Susie Mac?
The weather in Texas is hot and muggy.
Oh, yeah. No with
There we go.
humidity.
Yeah. Okay, now I want to get a little bit of dark line because we're going to come in with our ocean, but I want to have a separator, right? A disconnect, as I like to call it. So we're going to take a little bit of dark, come underneath, and cut in where we want our ocean line to sort of be, right? And that way when we come in with water or whatever we do, and we can always move it back and have it make sense however you need it to be and then cover over that with water. Now off in the distance, maybe underneath the pink moon way back there was like a little line, maybe a little water line way off in the distance back there. Came maybe underneath, can't really see it as much. Real deep dark shadows over there. And then poof, out here, there's another little bit of splash, right? You don't have to continue around. You don't have to see all the splash. You're never going to see every single thing. So don't paint it because you'd never see it all. There's going to be some section that's covered that you can't see as well or is more lit than the other section is right next to it. And it happens in nature all the time. There is never a perfect thing. And if it is, it's photoshopped, right? Okay, now we've got our water line. We know where we want our beach to be. Now we can fill in our oceany water. And what color do we choose to do that with? Well, guess what? It's already been chosen for us by the color that we've placed underneath.
Michelle
So we're
said
gonna-
my oil paint all mixes together. I'm trying an ocean pick with moon above, but I'm stuck already.
Stuck already.
My
So
gut instinct says she's using too much paint.
yes, I would say that as well. Use much, much, much less paint, especially if you're going to do a black canvas. Less the better, right? We didn't really use a whole lot to cover the clouds. I even showed you, I tried to wipe all of it off before we even went up there, right? So if you're taking a whole big giant glob and you're mixing it in, or you have too much base paint, those base colors that we put on is too thick, it's going to be more difficult, and you're going to have everything start to run together and not be able to stay apart from itself because you're working on an area or a layer that's much too thick. So good call, babe. All right, what color should our water be? Oh yeah, we got to go white. So we're going to take our white, again, pull it out very lightly, just so we have a little bit on the brush. We don't need a whole lot. Again, you can't have a giant glob because it will grow, you know, across our whole thing. Oh, we need to do another thing over here too.
A thing? Another thing?
Yeah, like a stone building. Let's do
a more thing?
Let's do that first. Let's go back for the building. Let's see what it looks like on the camera.
It looks amazing.
And how long we've been going, how many people we got watching.
15 minutes. And
all right, so
39 people.
Let's do another rock over here. We're gonna take that same kind of dirty, dark color that we mixed together from those other three colors, and this guy's gonna sit a little bit taller, just like that. Right? Weird little shape. We're blacking out everything. We don't care about what's back behind. Right? You have to cover all that stuff back there, or it's gonna be too much for our painting. You gotta cover it. You're never going to get the right perspective if you love your clouds so much that you make your rock this teeny tiny because you don't want to cover up your clouds, right? You have to cover up some of the favorite part of your painting. I say it all the time. I say it till I die, babe. You got to cover up some of your favorite bits.
Please no trees.
Yes,
Please
big
no
tree.
Trees.
Gigantic, enormous tree. Let's see.
Julie Strop says, Happy Friday, Josh in London.
Happy
I'm in
Friday.
Tennessee. Y'all need to come visit the Smoky Mountains.
Ooh, I would love to. And you got all the music there in Nashville.
Arr.
All the pirates, apparently.
Arr.
Okay, another little, well, not little, sort of big. Now, we can take this thing, he may not have been a normal shape, right? He could have been just a rock out there or something. And this was a man-made object. So we can take him and let's get that brown. Grab a little bit of that pink so it stays dark. Look at the mixture we had. Just a little bit of the pink per the amount of brown that we have. Come over here again. It's going to be sort of the same color that we had for over here in different places, right? We don't need to be so super bright. And maybe up here, we just kind of whip it over, throw a couple little things in, just like that, right? We don't have to cover everything. Maybe come down, cover maybe the edge, got a little bit of light on it. See what I mean? It doesn't have to be fully covered. How many times have I said that? Look at, let it go down to nothing. Let it fall into the shadows. The shadows, babe. That's where Gollum lives, in the shadows. Aye, the shadows. Right? Little things. Little swipes. Don't need to cover everything, just little bits. Leave some dark areas in there too. Doesn't all have to be the same amount of light. You see how I just did that and nothing happened? Because I'm trying to touch it so lightly that it just barely whips around and smudges the smallest bit, right? That's all I need. That's it. That's the little details that people are going to find when they zoom in and see what it looks like. Right? Maybe over here we'll take that same dark mixture and we'll pull it around the back of those guys so it stays real dark. When we start to pull it with our brush, it mixes in slightly with the white that's back there, and any bit of white that it can find, it's going to try to mix in. So we have to add that deep dark shadowing back in there. And we could put some of that deep dark shadowing on the bottom of this guy over here. See? Don't even have to paint all the highlights. It's implied that these grooves, whatever these are, would continue down. You don't have to cover them. You don't have to, or show them. You don't have to paint them all. Don't have to do a thing, babe. Let me pop like a little bit of overhang or something off of him. It looks like Mr. Magoo now. Oh my! It looks like a garden gnome, right? Top hat, big giant nose of a garden gnome. You can imagine his face, and then he's standing in like a three-piece blazer. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah. Everybody else sees what you mean.
If we added like a little bit of chin or face or something, see? Now he's just got this huge nose, poor guy. And when you find little spots like that, go back, take a little bit of that dark black or whatever color, and literally make an eyeball section. Make it dark.
Yeah, they said it looked like Bigfoot in the back, Sasquatch.
Nice.
Maybe it's Chewbacca.
True. Could be whatever.
Manello says fix his arms, LOL.
Fix his arms.
Yeah, thump.
See, now he's got a big old sharp nose.
Thump, thump, thump as he walks.
Let's see. We could shave it down. Yeah, I like that. Or we can go back and just have it grow just the slightest bit more and mix in with that color back there. Just little things. Cool little things, guys. All very simply and easily done.
That's the chair.
That's the chair. All right, now that we have our bit of, there we go. Throw our bit of water line back in there, kind of mixes in, lines up. Poof, we got this whole thing. We can just leave it a black ocean. Liquid black ocean right there. All right, now we need to take that white that we filled up on our brush. I have to itch my nose.
Scratchy, scratchy.
Yeah. Take that little bit of white, and whatever color's underneath is what color is going to show up, right? So, over here, we're going to start just very lightly. Look at that. There's where the green is. Oh, there's where the blue is. Is there any other crimson back there, or is it just blue? Yeah, it's just blue. That's okay. All right, come up here. Come up to our water line, very soft. Not trying to make it, not trying to push too hard, not trying to fill it all in. Look at that. Maybe leave that whole dark area right there. Why not? It's a whole little patch of something. Right? Come back in and cut it in half just like that. Or we can fill in this bottom section and just leave that dark bit at the top. Different little things. That's why everyone's going to look so different. And it's going to be that much more fantastic because it looks that different. There we go. Nice soft little bit of water line out there until the water's crashing in. It's bouncing off. It's doing all sorts of things. Okay, now we're going to come in with our softening brush. I mean, you could do that the whole way in. You don't even have to make a big wave if you don't want to. You could literally do that the entire way till the bottom of your canvas, and you'd have a wicked cool painting. Just making it soft, back and forth, straight as we can go. At least as straight as I think straight is. I always paint everything on an angle for some reason. There we go. We're not using a whole lot of paint because on a black canvas, what do we want to do? Not paint the canvas. Not cover up all the dark. Save the darkness, right? You have to. You have to save it. You cannot cover, you can't just have color on color on color on color on color on color on color. You can't. You have to have some areas of dark in there. So we're trying not to paint this black canvas today. Well, tonight. On Friday Night Freestyle, episode 8. Can you believe it's 8 episodes already?
No, it's crazy.
I cannot believe it. All right, we're going to put a little bit of a, we need to get more paint. If it doesn't come off the brush easily, that's because we don't have a whole lot of paint on there. And so it's made not to come off easily. Look at this line as we come in. Sort of on a downhill, sort of following what our other line was doing. Right, just like that. We're going to take that and just start to pull it back slightly. Kind of guiding it back towards the rest of our ocean, right? Very much straight across though. You can't go up on these. They have to be straight across from the front of your wave across, right? If you go up, it's going to look like the water is going to go like this, right? We don't want that. We want it to be soft. And like it's going to rush in. This is all the foam that sits on top of the water. It's going to rush in and sit along the top. Does everybody see what we're doing?
Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna go out. Jackass 4.5 is on Netflix.
Right now?
Yeah. If
Oh,
you
yeah.
want to watch it.
We have to see that.
No, you have to watch it. I have no interest in those movies.
What?
I don't like them. I don't like watch people.
Babe.
I like, my favorite thing to do is watch people accidentally hurt themselves.
That's Jackass.
No, my least favorite thing to do is watch people intentionally hurt themselves.
Oh, that's Jackass.
Yes. I like to watch a woman carrying shopping bags and slipping on some ice.
Well, you're very much
Sadistic.
no, but like funny world's funniest home videos type. People like falling. Okay, I took a little bit of dark black as we could get it, put it underneath that so it's a nice crisp line. Okay. Now we're going to take our white and we're going to have a crashing wave right over here. So we're going to scrape up the white, all mush it all onto the brush. Okay, and then our wave is going to come in, very short little back on this guy. It's going to come up above the wave behind it. It has to come up, right? And then it's going to come down like that. Right? The angle is most important on this curve. And if Josh doesn't get it right on the first go, there is no fixing it, and he will just silently hate his wave forever. But luckily for you guys, we got it right on the first go.
It's okay, it's what Josh did last Sunday.
All right, now we're going to take this guy and pull him back toward that dark line that we just laid down. All right? Now look at how much different these are more on an angle than these ones back here were much flatter. They were still on a slight angle, but more flat. These are bigger. They're showing the water rushing up and then about to roll over. Look at all of that detail. Just from doing nothing. We did nothing. We tried not to do anything. We did it on purpose. We painted nothing on purpose. Right? You have to leave that dark line though. That's why I came back with that black. Got to have that dark line in there. Right? Just like so. Just like so. Really push, make it nice and flat and soft. And then from here, you can kind of guide your wave. What's your wave going to look like? Very lightly, right? There's no paint on this brush. We're just sort of guiding in the water and what the wave, what the beach is going to be. See how these C shapes or J's? Look at these J's that we're making, right? Those J's paint with Josh for a reason, okay? All about the angle of our water. Depends on what the wave's going to look like. And just about like that, we've got a cool looking bit of wave. Okay, let's take a little bit of that white again. I don't want it to be just a pure white though, so let's go into that pinkish whitish mixture that we made. Sorry, hon?
We have a small problem.
Yeah?
Danny Harris seems to have the emoji button pushing down to a science.
Oh, really? What do you mean?
Oh, Roberta has appeared.
Right, okay, nice and soft with the 1 inch. Very soft.
When you press the emojis on Facebook, after I see the emoji, I also see a picture of your face. So
yeah, true.
If you're not hitting the emojis, I know who you are. I pretend like I don't know when I say things like, oh no, another angry face, but I know who you are.
Oh, we know. Oh, we know. Who angry faced? Okay, see how we just put that little bit of dark line back in? Because what do I always say, guys? Art is a play of what?
Color.
Light and dark.
Light
right?
and dark.
So even though we have two areas of light right here that are both very similar, we need that dark disconnecting line. And that line is going to end up looking like the water is curved.
Like a line.
What in the heck? Look at that giant glob of paint that was on the side of the thing that is now...
That's not real life. There is no telephone cords in the water.
Messed up my thingy there. You gotta fix it a little bit. Alright, here we go. There's our wave. Our water's starting to crash over. Okay, we maintain that dark line underneath. You can try to take it out with our...
Sponsored by London.
There we go. We'll take it out with the edge of the brush, the back of the brush. Just maintain that little bit of darkness in there. Okay, now we're going to come in with some dark color. That same dark mixture that we always love to make up. And underneath all that stuff, we need to add in that splash. Right? Water falling off. All that foam. And look at the maintaining of the darkness. Right here, we connect these two dark lines and it stays as one big dark color. Oh, it looks amazing. Okay, now we have our deep darkness down around the bottom, which isn't even as dark as I want.
Thank you.
Roberta. There we go. We add a little bit more of just a straight black, so it's a little bit darker than normal. That other color that we had mixed in too much white, so it was a bit too bright for me. Okay, now our water, you can imagine, is a little bit higher than the rest of that stuff. So let's wash off the dark off this brush. Roberta, how many stars are we up to? I thought it was like $11 or something.
You didn't eat any cinnamon bowls, did you?
No, I didn't. You should bring those.
I should go get some.
I think we should bring those up. Okay, so our water, right? It's gonna come up. The top of the wave's got to peak, right? It's got to peak above all this stuff to give us room to pull down. So if we peak it over there now, we can start to decide the angle and the shape of the wave. And if we didn't like it, since we've only used the smallest minute amount of paint, we can brush that away. We can blend that into the background and make, you know, start over like that, okay? But I think I like that shape, that angle, right? So we'll continue on over here. And you can see we've got this little bit of area that now we need to fill in. We obviously don't want to cover up this dark area because why did we put it there if we're trying to cover it? And we have to make the angle look right. So it's not so much of a rounded shape. It's very much, but the angles of your brush strokes are going to determine what your wave looks like. So is our wave falling onto itself or is it falling onto the beach? Right? Just like that big old honking crashing wave. Right? Now we're going to go back and add a little bit more color, following those same angles. Trying to get that rounded shape.
Cinnamon ball bun.
Here we go.
Cinnabon ball.
Yes, Cinnabon balls. You guys ever had these from Taco Bell? Oh, man. Oh, it's still warm on the inside. Can you bring up my drink?
No.
Oh, thank you, babe.
You said nothing about a drink.
Love ya.
We can replay.
I almost just choked. Paint with Josh dies during a tutorial from Taco
Choking
Bell.
on a cinnamon bun bowl. Josh,
That's
how
very
long
cool.
have you been painting?
3 years. 3 glorious, glorious years. Right? Splashing off. Don't want to lose that dark, though, underneath there. Trying to maintain that little bit. Now, we can always add in whatever we want to add. So let's get a little bit more of that color, maybe a little bit of that pinkish color. A little bit of our white. And then over here, we're just going to be like, just making like a big old cloud like we did up in the sky, right? Covering whatever we don't want to see back there, whatever it is, mixing it up. And then we're going to come back with our brush very lightly, because now we're up into the clouds, right? We don't want this spray to turn into that cloud, so we have to touch it so lightly. Mix it all up, mix it all up.
Roberta Harris just sent 100 more stuff.
Roberta, look at all that fog now, right? All it is basically just a big misty, foggy cloud that we're then going to take a giant bit of rock and come and cover over some of our wave, like the water's crashing in and now spraying up, right? A little bit more of our black, crimson and blue all mixed in. Maybe this guy goes off and he's over down there, just filling it in, covering it in so it's a nice dark color, right? Boom, we can't see any of the water back behind there now. Very thick bit of paint to cover up all that light. So what do we need to do? We need to make it softer. And how do we make it softer? We pull it out with our 1-inch brush. Pull it down, change it, soften it. Start to figure out where's the land. Maybe the land's down there and the water hasn't even hit the beach yet because our beach is going to be right there. All right, sweet. Now we got where our areas are, where what's going to line up where. Going to look good. Now we need to decide if that's the water. We need to put in our bit of water line. It'll be a really shallow little. No, we'd have to do it further down. Otherwise, it's going to be too shallow. Okay, let's get a little bit of our liquid white.
Gina says, I love the story you tell as you are creative.
Thank you. I have to, it just keeps it more fun, right? A little bit of liquid white, both sides. Going to deposit that. Going to scrape up a little bit of that whitish, kind of bluish color. Scrape it up along with the titanium white. And let's come in and we'll just make this whole bit nice and sloppy. A sloppy bit of wave going on over here. Okay? Now we'll come back with our 2-inch. Come grab that, pull it down with some force, right? Continue on as far as you can go. Then we'll go to the side. Right, all the way from each side. Makes it nice and soft and wet, sandy beachy. Look at that. The more and more you swipe, though, the more it's going to turn all into the same color. So depending on where you like it, keep it like that. Here we go. Now that wave is very, very steep. We're going to have to rotate back and in, which is no big deal. We'll grab up our little bit of our titanium white and our liquid white mixture and come in, be very, very uneven purposely on the tip of our wave, right? It's a bit of water. It's not going to be this perfect shape. Then from there, where our liquid white water line is, we can pull everything else back and it cleans it all up, just like
I
that.
have an addictive problem with these
What are you eating?
candy bars.
Oh. Okay, now, even with the same thing, the same little bit of white, the more we curve that wave, the more circular it's gonna look, right?
It says on the packet, crispy wafer with creamy nut filling
Ooh,
in milk chocolate.
creamy nut filling.
Anyway, these are the Kinder Buenos. I am obsessed with them. I've always been obsessed with them. It's not a new thing.
Yeah, right? See the different angles that we just put in? Here, here, here. You see how it's getting further and further and further?
Here.
Right? Here, here, here.
Here.
It's all about what you do with your brush. What angle, what story are you going to tell? How far is your wave reaching back while it's crashing over? You know what I mean? And then we start to decide the shape and the face of what this wave looks like. Now over here, it's not going to be so rolled over, right? Because we're going to have these little differences
In color.
in color. It all depends on how we pull it. Depends on what it looks like. It's nice and round, and then over here we're going to cover over this big thing anyway. So this is our main focus area. Right, very, very, very softly, trying to keep just the eye nice and bright. Have that line of darkness around it underneath our white line, but it's still there. It is still there. Now maybe if we did this, we might get a cool little look. If we did it with the knife. And then maybe every so often, we just
I wasn't trying to be gross.
just a little down. There we go. Like it's coming up to the top. What are you trying to do now?
Nothing.
Okay.
I'm trying not to be gross.
What did you do? Not in an attempt not to be gross.
Hold on. Stop a sec. Right in front of that rock.
Yeah?
On your left-hand side.
Yeah.
If you just whited around the base, it would look like the water came in and then has left again.
Yeah, that's about what I was just about to do actually.
Not bad.
That's okay.
Do you want another cinnamon bowl?
No thank you.
Cinnamon bowl. Cinnamon bowl.
Cinnabon bowl.
Cinnamon bowl.
Right? Come up around that rock. Like Lennon said, it's being sucked out. Okay, now we're going to go back in very lightly again. Right? Because we're not trying to cover up all the dark colors underneath. Very lightly, making our light, soft beach. Just by pulling. Pull back into your wave with that angle, too.
Gina, you're hilarious. Gina just said, London, have you ever tried painting with Josh? That might be a good show one day. Yes, that's hilarious.
She doesn't want to paint with Josh.
If for $10,000, I will get up and paint next to my husband.
10 grand?
Yeah, only because I know no one's going to pay it, which means I don't have to do it.
All right, we'll drop that whole nother little section of water in, and then very lightly, we'll pull him back, same way we did the other wave. Right, just very lightly.
No, I'm like a backseat driver, Gina. That's probably the best way to describe me. I'm like a backseat driver.
She does. She's like, put this over here. Make it look like that. Okay, that's awesome.
What's funny is sometimes when
There we go.
like, we'll look at a painting, and he'll be like, I didn't understand what you were trying to say.
Yeah, that's a lot of times.
And I'll
we'll,
take my pen with my Samsung phone, my high-tech non-iPhone, and I will draw out on the phone what I was meaning.
Well, you
Which
gotta-
he goes, oh yeah, it's a great idea.
Why you gotta hate on iPhone?
Sorry, I didn't say that earlier.
It is. It is always a good idea.
Well, yeah, I know it's always a good idea. Because
There
I
we
don't
go.
have bad ideas.
True.
The problem is that
Okay.
I don't have good ideas when I need to have good ideas.
Why don't we do a little bit?
You have been live for 1 hour and 14 minutes.
Oh, excellent. A little bit of phthalo green and the white, right? And then we're gonna come in here and just brighten up some areas of our bit of wave, just so there's a little bit of difference
You
there.
painted over that painting?
What?
With the bridge?
Yeah. The Chinese bridge one? Oh, guys, I'm about to get in trouble. Was I not supposed to paint over that one?
Wow.
What?
Now that I thought you liked that one.
No, I did. The bridge perspective was all weird. I think I could do it better was the only reason why I painted over it.
I have a perfect idea for that painting. I
A little
want
bit
you.
of that brown color again.
I want you to film a video doing it. It's going to be unlike something you've ever done before.
Okay.
And I have a great idea for exactly that canvas. You cannot use another canvas. It must be that one.
Okay.
Oh, guys, just mind blowing.
Mind-blowing idea London's coming up, or has come up with.
Oh, babe, the internet is such a dream where you can just portray anything that you want to portray. Manel Lowe says, London, does he wear you out with all his energy?
Yeah, his energy. I don't have a lot of energy. Oh, shoot.
Ever.
You should ask London what happens when
Did
she
you
gives.
just put lime green on a rock?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Ask London what happens when she gives me a present.
Oh.
Like I've ruined London's day every single time she's ever given me anything.
Yep.
That's 100% true. Like apparently I don't show my reaction
Zero.
like I should be,
Zero.
or like London would react, and if I
No,
don't.
it's not London would react. It's how anybody would react. If you're given something that you didn't have before, or something that you wanted, or something that you needed, and someone surprised you with said thing that you want or need.
True, like a palette knife from.
Yeah, most people would be like, "Oh, that's the great." No, not Josh.
No, apparently not me.
He's like, "Oh, that's nice."
Like, oh, thanks.
Oh, it's,
That's how London makes it seem. Oh,
it's
thanks.
true. It's exactly how it is.
All right, a little bit of that green, because now I want to see. Oh, all that beautiful green algae-ish color. Look at that. Oh.
But it's just me, guys. It's not
That's
like
not
it when he
true.
receives anything from you guys.
That's not true.
It's exactly true.
I don't know what we're talking about anymore.
Yeah, figures.
All right, a little bit more of that straight up brown. Just trying to change the color until it looks something how I want it to look, basically.
So Wisconsin isn't an option for obvious reasons.
Because, oh yeah.
And they have humidity there anyway. Ohio seems like a bad option because it's one of the 22 states.
Okay.
Tennessee, they have a lot of humidity there.
Yeah, it seems very humid there.
It does.
Oh, I like that. Look at that water. That water looks really.
I think you need a little bit
natural.
of pink on the rock.
I did try to put some pink in there. I thought the same thing.
Debbie Donahue says paint a mermaid on the rock.
No.
Debbie Donahue has funny ideas.
Yeah, Debbie. If I did attempt to paint a.
That is a mouthful of a name. My brain struggled with that. I think I've got it now.
There we go.
Is your name Shell Bell Mitchell? My brain does not like that.
Shell bell.
Yes.
There we go. Couple little dabs with the
It
liquid
does?
white.
Ugh. Wisconsin has high taxes. I knew there was another reason.
There we go. Couple little dabs just around there, just to give it those few little lighter spots, a little lighter.
Yeah,
and-
but it's Roberta Harris says I love Ohio in the spring the best. That's fine. But how's Ohio the rest of the year? Because that's
Yeah, the rest
like
of the
the
year is
cost
like a
of
lot
living.
of time.
right.
Okay, look, a couple more little dots, just very lightly. Very, very lightly, just trying to mix them up.
Okay, I've got it now. My brain has adjusted. Shell Bell Mitchell. There we go. For some unknown reason, I was having great difficulty with that.
Oh, look at that.
I've got it now.
Right? I love the crash. I can always hear it in my mind.
You could always move to Michigan. What am I missing? Why would the Harrises suggest we go to Michigan when they live in Ohio?
Well, they don't want us in Ohio.
Right, apparently. That's fine. Manel Lowe says, Debbie Donahue said, sorry, I paint river rocks. No, you don't need to apologize for anything. Josh just doesn't paint things. Or beings.
I'm not a good artist.
As a general rule, he doesn't paint beings.
I'm not a good artist, basically.
Josh tried to paint an elephant once.
Oh, that was fantastic elephant. I don't know what you're talking
He
about.
probably waited 2 years to attempt another being.
Yeah.
Finger Lakes in New York. New York is off limits because it's so expensive.
Oh, yeah.
They'd be like, oh, Paint with Josh moved to New York. Where do they live? In their car.
Yeah. Definitely. Look at all those little spider veins coming from in here. This guy back here we're trying to keep very dark. So we're going to blend him in. Don't really know what's happening back there. Is it shadow? Is it splash? Is it foam? Is it fog?
Moose is here.
Moose! The moosey. Hey, over here, moose. What are you doing over here? Take our knife, just very lightly, just scrape up. Scrape up with the smallest amount of paint on your knife, and you'll have these cool little bits of water splat. Look at that! Oh, I just scraped in a whole chunk right there. We're gonna have to come
if
out.
I was to butcher it, it would have to be Moosey Jasson. Jasson.
Jasson.
Because you can't. Jason's just.
Jasson.
Oh, it's Michelle
Michelle.
Marini from YouTube.
Ah!
You can't be doing that.
Was she bounced
That's
over to
not okay.
Facebook?
Yes, but she is Shellbell Mitchell.
Ah.
Yeah,
got
that
it.
can't happen.
Well, I mean, apparently it can.
No, I can't have people with multiple names.
Yes, multiple names does get sort of confusing.
Roberta.
If you just want to choose one name and rock that. There we go. That's fantastic, guys. Look at
Last
that.
week's cow wasn't bad. It's not a cow, it's a chubby dog.
Hey, it was a cow. Who said that?
Chubby dog, I love it.
Who said that? I'm gifting them a subscription.
Michelle Rose.
Hey, Michelle, I should gift you a subscription. I really should.
Yeah.
All right,
Yes,
let's see. A little
babe,
bit of that pink.
babe.
Yeah.
This is what we've got to do. Mission being, and I don't know how we complete this mission in any way, shape, or form, but we actually have 3 Harris family members watching at the same time.
Right.
We must get to 5 by the end of summer.
So
That is the Kevin
their missions, should they choose to accept, is to recruit 3 more family members. I got
Why
you.
did I eat that whole Kinder Bueno? I need another one.
That I couldn't tell you.
Ugh.
There we go. Just mixing those colors in so they're not all the same color.
Incognito. Get out of here.
Put that darkness in there. Can't lose all the dark areas of our little rock. Because they're hard to put back in if you do lose them.
Michelle said I would take it. You would have to take it, Michelle. It's rude not to accept free things.
There we go. We're going to stop messing around with this guy. He's just got so much paint on. It's going to take forever. Speaking of the cow painting, we should see if that's dry by the end of the show. All right, we're going to do one more bit of mountain coming in over here. A little bit of rock. We're going to seal off the whole edge of the painting.
I don't think you need to. I think you should just leave it with some special sauce on it. Call that day.
This is the special sauce. Just how Josh boxes in the rest of his painting. How does Paint with Josh finish a painting? This is how. While Lennon sings, okay? I'm gonna go just up into the darkness of this because if I put it too low, it's gonna be weird, right? We have to cover some of this. You have to add some distance to it.
As long as it's not a tree.
Yeah, so
Perfect, just like
we
that.
cover
Like
over
that.
it.
Don't forget the birds, babe.
I won't. We cover over it, right? Have it pop out down here, and then it'll be this cool little bit of rock. Maybe it comes out a little bit further. It's got an area where it likes to sit out here. You get your space birds come out here and land, right? Fill all that part in with that dark color that we've created. And now we got this cool little bit of rock kind of sealing off the bottom corner of the painting. Pushes that mountain range back, right? Pull it out a little bit over here. Maybe pull this guy sideways. Maybe come down to the side. Pull it in. You take out as much of your wave as you want. You don't have to. Doesn't have to survive the whole thing.
I don't know why that rock in the background is giving me a circle of life.
Oh, this Plymouth Rock over here?
Yeah.
That's
Looks
nice.
like Pride Rock.
Yeah, Pride Rock. That's what I meant. Pride Rock. All right, a little bit of brown, a little bit of white,
Mahus
a little bit of dark.
Jasson says, when are you going to put a moose in a painting?
A moose in a painting. That's going to be a tough one.
Why? We could just print him out and cut around him.
True. Could do
Oh,
that.
the TV's dying.
Yeah, the can you check the level on the on the phone or the iPad and see what level they are, and then we can plug that other camera back in.
Oh.
There we go. Just a little bit of texture down here in the front is all. Take our dark color,
I don't know how.
really mush it in. Let's see. In any case, we're almost done. Just unplug the phone. The phone had more juice
fine.
before we started. Now we gotta leave dark areas, but we have to have some bright areas too. So out on the edges, we gotta get those brighter spots. But leave the dark spots as well. There has to be an area for dark. If you don't have any dark, you're not gonna have any depth.
You're not recording on this camera, are you?
No.
Oh.
Not that. No. Yeah.
Oh, good.
No. That's just showing me what the TV looks like. And just like that, we got a cool little painting, guys.
Yeah, me
So
too.
mess with this.
Me too, Moose.
What? Mess with that until it looks how you want it to look, and
Moose
that's
said,
it.
"Man, I would love to paint like you." I said, "Yeah, me too, Moose."
Me too, Moose.
Me too, Moose.
Me too, Moose Mint.
For anybody who missed
our birds
the
in up
fact
here.
that Josh did the sky blindfolded,
Well, I just
Can we
wasn't
just-
looking.
I just wasn't looking. Yeah, I just wasn't looking. It's not the same as blindfolded.
Well, I mean, I had my head in my
couldn't
arm,
see.
and then I did it backwards like
so
this.
it's kind of the same thing because you couldn't see.
True.
Right, so be quiet. And here we are now, and here, yeah.
Just
He
a
scribbled
few,
on the canvas.
just a
And here we
few,
are.
80 minutes later.
Yeah, see, Michelle Rose says me three.
Me three. Well, if you guys continue to keep practicing
If you
And
continue
follow.
to paint with Josh,
and follow along, and
you'll
and-
begin to paint like Josh.
True.
Graduate for the above graduation
Oh.
program of painting.
I like this wave, guys.
The wave's good.
It's a good one. Some waves I don't like.
Yeah, Roberta, shush, you can paint.
Roberta's pretty good.
Yeah,
She
she
does
can't
some
join this conversation. By the way, she is demanding bird turds.
Bird turds. All right, we'll get some bird turd in there. Littlest bit, right? Just for Joe Santos. Gotta get him his bird turd.
Just the sparrow in honor.
That's
There
it.
is.
Right there. Bird
Mom.
turd on the rock.
That's Mum.
This one already looks like it's got bird turd. You said that's Mom?
Yeah.
Mom's not a turd.
No, not like that. She's a sparrow.
Oh, true.
So she came by the painting.
True. We need a little bit more darkness down
We
underneath.
graduates of Paint with Josh School. Yes. Bill Embry said, "Sorry, I missed it. Hockey game on." That's
No
fine.
worries. That is totally okay. Hockey comes first. Look at that wave, though. So awesome. And what's really cool is if you can get like just like a couple hairs dipped into your liquid white, you could almost drop off just a few little bits of water. Just a couple little bits. If you do too many, you're going to lose the thing. So just a few little bits. And someone's going to look at that and go, is that water dripping out like a little dot? That's all you need.
You have been live
Really
for.
cool. How long?
You've been live for 1 hour and 27 minutes. John
It's a
Krasny
beauty, guys.
John
John Krasniak's here?
just said, "Dang it! I fell asleep waiting for
Oh,
the live to start. And
John!
woke up at the end."
John! That's horrible.
That is okay. We are
There
here
we go.
frequently. You can catch
It's
us
true.
back on Sunday. If you do need to purchase anything that you've seen Josh use today, you can visit his shop on amazon.com/shop/paint with Josh. He does receive a commission off of anything you buy, so if you're not interested in supporting
True,
him,
true.
please do not buy from the page.
Very
Supporting
true.
him is free,
What do
doesn't
the
cost
YouTube
you any
guys
money.
think?
You can share, like, follow, comment, send to your grandma, do whatever it is that you like.
You could do all sorts of stuff.
Even just by going on YouTube and sharing and then messaging it to a friend, you have no idea how much that helps. Anything that you do to share and promote the post and create visibility to your name does mean that we do see your name. So when you come back in and you show up on a Sunday, we will remember you. If you do
Yeah.
not comment and we do not see your name, do not be mad that we don't know how long you've watched for if you've never commented before.
True. The more you comment and the more I see Sally Jones said this, or Sally Jones liked this post, or Lou Rowe shared this post,
Babe,
or Shane Peer bought a painting from my Etsy shop. Thank you, Shane.
babe,
Then I recognize your name. Yeah.
who's Sally?
I don't know, some name that I made up because it could be any name. Could be any name.
Who is the Sally chick?
I have no idea. Look
Sally
at how pretty.
this,
Look at how
Sally
pretty that
that.
looks. That looks like Galaxy tie dye.
Oh wow,
That's cool.
yeah.
Look at this, guys. Look, even my trash is art. That looks like Galaxy tie-dye print right there. And it's all just the color and the paint thinner as we fling it off. Did we knock this one loose? All
Oh
right.
no. John Krasniak just said, what happened to my membership? YouTube is asking me to rejoin and I didn't unjoin.
It's nothing to do with me. I have no idea. I have no control over the YouTube membership thing. Unless it ran out or it didn't auto, come back. I don't know.
Yeah, no idea.
No clue. But it's something that you'll have to, talk with YouTube about because I can't even gift anybody access. I don't even know how the thing works. But I can't lose John. John's like the number one, almost longest, definitely the most money spent on paintings of all the super fans. Except for, what is her name? Oh, I'm forgetting now. What a horrible person I am. What a horrible, horrible person I am. I can't even remember her name. But she's bought more paintings than anybody. But John's close. It's very close. So, this one we're going to call Garden Gnome with Wicked Giant Nose. That's going to be the name of it. And then the other one, there was a big, vulture kind of stone that this was hitting off of, but I feel that the small stone is going to be easier for people to try and more fun. Anyway, this one for some reason it looks like a gorilla face or something, something like wearing a mask, some sort of something. But in any case, we've enjoyed hanging out with you guys, and it's always a blast. Hang on, let me get back up onto my fake stage since London took my stage away. Well, you know what? We're not even done cleaning these brushes yet, so you guys have to wait. You gotta wait just a little while longer. We should discuss another raffle, hon. Maybe next week or something.
Another raffle.
Or announce another raffle, maybe next week or something. And we'll do it on an 18 by 24 inch, so a big painting, right? Like one of the nighttime paintings that we have down at work, or the ocean paintings that we've done, or the landscape ones, the Friday night freestyles that we've done on 18 by 24 inch. And maybe we'll gift away an 18 by 24 inch to the winner of the raffle. And all it'll cost is $1.
Yes.
Should we do that? Are the fans interested in another raffle? Let's ask them that. Do you want to have another raffle?
By the way, John Krasniak is no longer a member of your channel. I'm looking at your memberships right now.
Well, what the H?
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
How come you let it lapse, John?
Don't be like
What kind of super fan lets it lapse? No, I'm only kidding. The only reason John doesn't buy any more of my paintings is because his wife said they don't have any more wall space.
That's accurate.
All right, let's get this cleaned up. And again, we do want to thank you guys. We love you so much. Like
Everybody wants
all
a
the
raffle.
stars. Sorry, everyone wants a raffle.
Yeah.
For an 18 by 24 inch. Should I do a selection, like choose one of 3? Because I think that gets more people into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like not just like, hey, this is the one that maybe I don't like and I want to give away. More of this, you could choose any one of these guys to be part of your, your choice, whatever. It'd be kind of cool. So, can't. It's too thick up here. I have to touch it. Gotta touch it, but the angles have to be good. See?
Thank you so much for.
Yeah, your guys' support with the stars and everything, like, it's literally awesome. And it's very helpful to us. If you think it doesn't help, you're like, oh, it's just $1. Like, they're not even going to notice. Like, no, we notice. We notice for sure. And we thank every single person, whoever sends in any stars, because it's your hard-earned money that you're sending me for just sitting up here with you, right? And I am forever grateful for everything that we get from the fans, whether it be Santorini stones from Yvonne, or a necklace that we got from Tanya, plus that huge clock that we got from Tanya. Remember, that giant old thing. Super valuable clock. What else? We've had stuff sent in from Kay Campbell, who lives all the way in like Newfoundland, with the little pin that I wear on my lanyard every day at work.
Yeah.
We love the
necklaces.
fans. Necklaces, yeah. That's why I said the necklaces from Tanya.
Yeah.
She sent these in. London has one that says faith on it, and we're not very religious, but I guess we feel a little bit more religious after receiving a gift like that from somebody, right?
Yeah.
It's not like I'm like, oh, it's a cross. I'm not going to wear that. I'm like, no, heck yeah, this is going to protect me because it's got Tanya's good karma on it, right?
Thank you, Danny.
It's got Tanya's karma on
For
it,
a
so it's going
man
to
whose
protect me.
name I abuse,
Who's that?
Michelle Marini said, London is your accent from the UK or New Zealand. I don't know, but I love it.
It's the
Danny
UK.
Road. London is from the UK.
The UK. That's why she named a guy with K as the last name. UK, JK.
Ah,
Right?
joking.
Oh, that's so funny.
I can't wait to tell you my idea about that painting.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear it.
Yeah.
Okay, while we clean up, guys, we do want to thank you for the stars. You guys are really amazing. And we actually got a payout that we weren't expecting from the Facebook Stars program. And it's just really, really, really helpful to us. So, like I said, if you think sending in your dollar isn't a big deal, like it becomes a very big deal when, hundreds of people send in dollars at a time.
Yeah,
And
$1.
yeah, $1 or 50 cents or whatever it is. And it all totals, it all adds up. So just don't ever think that you can't support us because you can't send 500 stars.
Yeah,
Or
it's
you
not
can't
about
send
that
this.
at all.
It's about sending
You can
50 stars or whatever, as much as you can have.
Any stars.
Yeah,
You don't
or
have
sharing.
To send any stars. All you have
Right.
to do is send it to.
Come get on
just share
camera.
it. Why do you
Come
want
on.
to
Oh,
do
you're
that?
so pretty. She's gonna do it, guys. I can see it in her
Oh,
eyes. Come on.
God.
Well, you're gonna be too short anyway, so you gotta.
Well, there you go.
You gotta stand up. Hang
Oh
on.
no. Oh no.
Oh, hang on. Here we go.
Oh,
There we
no.
go. Oh, look at her. She's
No.
so beautiful. Oh, you're so fantastic. Now watch. The hearts are gonna explode.
There's no hearts. There's
All the
lots of
hearts, guys. If
My
you
hair's a
don't pump
mess.
those hearts. Oh, look at you. You're so cute. I love you.
Not
Oh,
so
I
cute.
love
Off camera
it.
immediately.
I love it.
Off camera immediately.
People are gonna. Oh, I don't think I lowered the YouTube one, so you'll probably never see you on YouTube.
Yes, thank goodness.
Dang it, guys. Well, I guess you'll have to catch London on Facebook.
I'm just short on the YouTube.
So go over to Facebook.
Babe, this is quite an attractive angle for you. You can't
Oh,
see
way down here. What's up, guys?
anything
Hey,
if you're painting.
hey, we're down here, like cleaning stuff,
Yeah, YouTube
What?
makes you vanish.
wiping
It's
stuff
great.
off.
If you.
Should we lower the YouTube one too? Hang on, guys. We'll bring you down to Facebook level. Whoop. There we go.
Yeah, you should be.
Raise this up just a touch, just so you can see the.
You should reveal your.
Oh yeah, we can see the table. We'll go down. Like, there's Josh's mess. If anyone was ever like, what kind of brushes? How many brushes do you have? That many. Lots and lots and lots of them out all the time.
Where's your travel thing?
Which one?
That doesn't have any brushes in right now because they're all on your desk.
Oh, it's under the bag. It's either under the bag or it's in the bag. But yeah, that's the setup for when you're like, when I dip down and I sit over here. This is me. This is me being a brush and snapping against the thing. All of this YouTube can't see, so it should be under the bag. Right there. Whoop, get out of the way. There we go.
Yeah, there's like nothing in here though.
Yeah, no, it's empty. Show them. That's what London got me, and it's gorgeous. I take it out on events, go to all the places. Okay, we're gonna come back up.
Go to all the best places with
And
it.
all the places, I get all my brushes all nice and neat. It's lovely. There we go. Bingo, bango, folks. Okay, well, again, we want to thank you guys for tuning in and hanging out and staying with us. And maybe we could give the YouTube people just a little bit further back of a view. Back everybody up. There we go. I don't even know what it looks like anymore. Should be about like that. So, we want to thank you guys for tuning in, hanging out. As always, get your Paint with Josh attire at paintwithjosh.com. If you do get the old school Happy Little Landscapes thing.
Josh
Yeah.
has subsequently put the cameras in the hallway.
Yeah, that backed it up so everyone can see,
you were
right?
gonna show your shirt
So, yeah, I
off.
like being on camera. I don't like it when it's all zoomed. They want to just see it zoomed in. I want to see myself. Look at how thin we
That
are.
hat is not working. Take your hat off.
Why? What's that?
Your forehead is like.
Oh, like, just hang on.
Don't do that again.
Like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes it gets stuck
See
in
that?
there. Yeah, well, it's hot up here. What do you
I
want?
know, I know.
Okay, let's see. All right, guys, again, I want to thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the stars. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the shares and the likes. And, we've got our Sunday Seascape show happening on Sunday. What do you think about that?
10 a.m.
10 a.m. Pacific, which is 1 p.m. Eastern, which is 6 p.m. in the UK, and probably Monday afternoon sometime in Australia. So,
Actually, no, hold on, I can do this math. If it's 7 p.m. and midday, then technically we're
it would
7
be like
hours.
night.
It's gonna be
It's gonna be like Monday
3 in the
night.
morning.
Yeah, or super late Sunday night. No, Monday night. Whenever it was. So,
Yeah.
but tune in on youtube.com/paintwithjosh or facebook.com/paintwithjosh. We always try to do something cool, something neat, to try to show you something cool, and just how easy it is to paint a cool scene like this with your eyes closed, literally, on some parts of it.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's just so much fun.
It's 9 a.m. where Cam Pearson is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, look at that moon, man. It's like a hot Jupiter.
Yeah, that you painted with
Cold
your
blue,
idea.
pink, cold. Somehow it looks with the blue and the pink. Normally pink is like a warm color, but it makes it look cold on that moon. I don't know. The planet. This detail in here, and all the detail in here, and the little thing. Oh, it's fantastic, you guys. Fan-fire-tastic. So, again, I want to thank you for tuning in. And until we see you guys on next Friday, or Sunday, or Wednesday, or 5 seconds from now when another video starts, or when you replay this video and watch it 1,000 more times, we want to thank you guys. And thank you for hanging out, staying tuned, watching something cool. And until we see you guys next time, take care and have the rest of a good day. And boom! We'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.